Hey, travelers. I bet you don't recognize this mug over here. This is Alex.
I'm Alex.
Yeah.
I'm usually sitting over there.
He's the guy
and
that's...
You see my hand sometimes.
Yeah, he's the guy that's always grabbing stuff off the table and then talking to us, and then you can't hear him, and, that guy. And now he's in front of the camera because we need a guy in front of the camera other than me. I guess I could have tried to talk to myself tonight, but I think people would have called the psychiatric ward and had me committed.
Well, you'd be alcoholic because you'd be drinking alone.
That's true.
So I'm here to help you out.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So tonight, I pulled out a couple beers that I've been saving for a while, and they just so happen to be cake themed. So cake beers. One is a German chocolate cake beer from Washington that I got out in Washington when I was out there this last summer. Just randomly picked it up. I didn't actually even go to the brewery. It was one of those things where we were on our way to see my family, and I thought I should bring beer. So we stopped at a grocery store, and I thought I'd pick up something local. It's actually from Icicle Brewing Company out of Leavenworth, Washington. So it's called Dark Persuasion. It's a German chocolate cake ale. We'll see how this guy tastes. It's only 6.5%, and I know I say only 6.5%. But compared to what we normally drink on this vlog, 6.5% is pretty light.
Pretty light. So when you were telling me what beers we're doing tonight, I felt kind of bad because I think both of our wives would be jealous of this selection.
You're right, they would be.
Yeah, and Beth isn't here, and my wife's in Chicago, so they can't enjoy this with us.
I had other. Well, my wife at least will be home later.
Very true.
I had other cake beers, and I have more beers that have been aging for a while that I thought about doing, and then I thought, there'd be a lot of people that would be, for lack of a better term, butthurt if we opened them tonight, so we're not going to do that. So the first thing I noticed right away when I poured it, it's fizzy, which I wouldn't necessarily think of a German chocolate cake. It is an ale.
So this isn't the Imperial, though?
No, this is not the Imperial.
Because I was going to say, this almost smells a little Imperial-y.
It does. It's got that...
If that's a term.
It is now. It's way more smooth than I would have thought.
Wow. It's a lot less sweet than I was expecting it to be, but I like it.
Yeah.
It's...
You can taste the coconut. It's not overwhelmingly coconut. Nice chocolate. Nice chocolate with a little bit of coconut. I like it. It's a good beer.
I do too. This isn't what I was expecting. It's better than what I was expecting.
And it's not boozy. So, really, at least for my palate, it's not boozy.
I mean, it's got a little boozy to it, but it's more in the nose than it is in the what you actually taste.
6.5%. So, like I said, for us, probably middle of the road. Good beer. So, yeah, if you get out to Washington State, that is, not Washington, D.C., Leavenworth, from what I hear, is a fantastic little town. It's kind of got I think Leavenworth is the little town that has the German theme town. It's kind of got the German-type buildings and that kind of a thing. I could be wrong. If we're wrong, or if I'm wrong, you can leave a comment below.
Well, I didn't know that.
Tell me that Landon, no, Leavenworth, Washington is not like that at all.
Well, I would say pause the video, Google that, see if it's true, come back, like the video, and keep playing.
There you go. And you know what I like to do on here, just spout off random facts, whether they're true or not. So Icicle Brewing Company, Dark Persuasion, give it a try if you can find it. If you're in the Midwest like we are, there's no way in heck you're going to find it around here. But this you will find around here. It is not what I would say rare, but it is not cheap.
I like the label on that one.
Yeah,
too.
it's kind of neat.
Day of the Dead kind of thing.
Yeah, Evil Twin Brewing, and it's and I think it's a collab with Westbrook Brewing. Imperial Mexican Biscotti Cake Break. So that's a big name. It is an Imperial, so obviously a little more boozy. It's 10.5%, so we're going to bump it up a little bit. It's got coffee, cinnamon, almonds, cocoa nibs, vanilla, and habanero peppers.
So break. They make this for when you punch out at work then?
Yeah.
Okay.
To
keep it in the break room?
Whenever you got a little free time. just go and have one of these guys. I've been saving this for a while because I couldn't find a time when it was appropriate to open it.
I was going to say, I thought I saw this before.
Yeah, it's been sitting around for a while. Actually, I think it's been sitting around since we first started doing the vlogs. So
biscotti.
Biscotti.
What is biscotti, Landon?
It's like a little hard Italian cake. You know those little finger. Do you know what biscotti is? No. Or are you just asking me to describe it for everybody else out there?
A little bit of both.
Okay. So yeah, it's a hard type cake, I guess.
Yep.
It's not usually soft. I guess if I've only had it when it's kind of a harder cake. I'm not doing very well with the description.
Sorry.
I'm not Italian either, so
I like tiramisu.
Mm-hmm.
And that's got lady fingers in it. Is it similar to that?
It would be like a hard lady finger.
Well,
crumbly,
they are
you know, that kind of thing.
Yes, I have biscotti. I have had biscotti.
There you go.
So
It's usually got nuts in it.
My wife's Italian too, so she's probably going to be rolling her eyes when she watches this episode.
Well, my wife doesn't watch these episodes.
Vicky watches these. I kind of like. I'm more like I push play on the phone and I'm like, here, watch this. She's like, okay.
Oh, well, that's nice that it works that way. It doesn't work that way here. Yeah, I can taste the habanero. It's not hot, so if you heard habanero and went, "There's no way in heck I'm going to try that," I would still try this because it's not spicy.
You get a little aftertaste heat in the back of your throat mostly, but it's like a good heat.
It's very
kinda,
smooth.
Remember the hot chocolate from Valkyrie?
Yeah,
it's kind of that same feel, but that was almost a little more aggressive.
Yeah, because that's got cayenne.
Yeah,
and cayenne is, at least for me, is a little more bitey. This they must have taken all the seeds and everything out of, because you get that pepper flavor, but you're not really, it's not spicy by any means. It's very good.
Okay, so what is this called again? It's like a long title.
It's a long name.
Imperial Mexican Biscotti Cake Break.
Yeah.
So what in that? Nothing in that implies heat.
Mexican.
Mexican.
Sure.
They load up the like you get some flan and they're just gonna dump hot salsa on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
sure. I have no idea. I'm guessing that's where the peppers came from.
Americanized Mexican cake.
Yeah.
You're like, it's Mexican. Let's make it hot. We'll
Why
put
not?
habaneros in it, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
I have no idea. I just know that it's a popular beer. A lot of people, when it first came out, of course, I monitor social media, and I saw a lot of it on there. So I've been waiting a while to try it. It's very good. It's not cheap.
Where is their brewery?
So Evil Twin, I think, is out of the East. I could be wrong about this. Let's check. Let's check. How about that? South Carolina. So it is the East. Yeah.
So they got the hurricane recently.
They did. Let's not talk about that. That's sad.
That is sad.
Beer's happy. Hurricanes are sad.
But beer can make people happy.
True. I suppose if you go through a hurricane, maybe they could just give everybody free beer.
Well, then there's that thing. Was it Miller or Budweiser that was canning water?
I think both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
So they were just canning their normal beer then. No?
No.
I'm sorry. I think most of the people that probably watch this vlog, and you can tell us if you're not, I would say that more than most are probably craft beer drinkers and aren't really that big of a fans of Miller Lite or Bud Light or.
Well, I remember one time I was tasked for my wife's grandma's 90th birthday to go, and they said, go get some good beer for the party. I'm like, okay. So I got some Lakefront and some local beers. And
sure.
Wisconsin beers, and brought them all. And then a bunch of her aunts showed up, and then they were looking around and like, oh, thank God there's some real beer here. And then she cracks open a Miller Lite.
Well.
And it's like, you can't be offended by that.
It's the generational difference, though, too.
Yeah.
I can honestly say all my relatives, they would rather have a Miller Lite or a Bud Light than anything that I would bring home. So I don't bring anything home. unless I'm going to drink it myself.
Like my dad drinks Busch Light.
Gross.
And I can't. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm like this. And then I've had him try some stuff, and then sometimes he'll find one that he's like, "Yeah, I like this one." I'm like, "Hey, you should keep buying." He's like, "I won't remember what this is." Yeah.
Yeah.
It
well,
doesn't. It doesn't show up in the festival flyer, the grocery store flyer.
Not usually. No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. That's probably the gap that we experience between us and our parents, or us and our grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can honestly say I don't think most of my grandparents are old enough now that they don't even drink anymore. But even when they were young enough, I honestly don't think that I would have gotten them to try any of this. Even the more mild beers.
Yeah.
You know, the more it tastes like Budweiser, the better.
Yeah. It's just like, I want something that's easy to drink and I get a little bit of buzz from. It's kind of the thing. And it's just like, well, that you're not enjoying it then, are you?
Right. I don't think so.
I mean, you could. I mean, that's like the gateway to meth or something like at that point, right?
I come from a family that sits around in the kitchen and drinks box wine. So.
Oh yeah, my mom always had a box of wine.
Good old box wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a fun story for that.
Yeah.
So I was like in 8th grade health class.
Mm-hmm.
And I told this story to my 8th grade health class, which was interesting. My mom was just going through menopause.
Oh, that's fun.
And she was really cranky, right?
Does your mom watch these?
No, she doesn't.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
So one night she was really crabby, and that she was getting really upset about everything. And then at one point I went up to her and I'm like, "I love you, Mom," and she's like, "Shut up." So I'm like, "Oh my God." So I'm like, "Here, Mom, I poured you some box wine to maybe this will make you feel better." Then she came to me later and she's like, "I'm feeling a lot better now. Thank you so much." So I told this to my health class, and then they came in for like this parent teacher conference night or whatever. They're like, "Oh, you're Alex's mom. You're the one that felt better after she drank a bunch of box wine." She's like, "You told them that?" I'm like, "Yeah."
And this is before you drank, so it wasn't even alcohol.
Yeah, no,
so,
I didn't drink anything when I was in middle school, high school. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was that guy.
You were a good guy.
My gateway was Mike's Hard Lemonade into Honey Vice. And I don't like any of those things.
I suppose that you weren't drinking around the Zima time.
No.
That's when I started drinking.
I just got some Zima for the first time because they had the comeback tour for Zima or whatever. So I'm like, I never had Zima. I'll get it. And then I bought it. I'm like, "Do you want to have a Zima?" And they're like, that's like Smirnoff Ice. And I was just like, "No, I did not know that."
It's like the original.
And then I tried it. And I'm like, this is awful.
Did you get the Lifesaver, or not the Lifesavers, the candy to put in it?
No, I did not.
No.
What we ended up doing, a friend of mine came in from out of town. It's like, "Let's finish your Zima." I'm like, "Yes, sure." And he's like, "We're going to mix it with whiskey and you won't even know." It was basically like whiskey water. He got rid of that Zima.
Yeah.
So we went through it.
It's quite a mixer.
I don't recommend Zima. The bottle art's kind of fun. It's very 90s reminiscent.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep. But
unless Zima wants to sponsor us. But I don't think so.
But if they're doing limited releases, I don't think they're sponsoring anybody. So,
well, the hottest thing right now is the 90s. And
the 80s.
Boy, do I remember the 90s.
Yeah.
So, I miss the 90s.
What's your nostalgia for the 90s, Landon?
Music, a lot of music.
Music?
And having no worries in the world.
Yeah, I was listening to
a lot of that's what the 90s were. Doing a lot of stupid stuff, not having a worry in the world, and maybe drinking a little bit.
Yeah, that's what the 90s was when I liked the new rock of the day. Yeah. Oh man, so you get all nostalgic for the what are they? The Cake, that band. Remember Cake?
Oh yeah, Cake. Yeah. Speaking, our theme night's Cake. So
Cake. Yes.
If we weren't gonna run into legal issues, we'd play some Cake for you right now.
Engines burning and thumping guitar.
There you go. They can't sue us for that.
Nope, it was less than 30 seconds. Because my singing is spot on.
Maybe
Sounds just like it.
maybe one of these vlog nights we'll have a 90s night.
A 90s
And we'll
night?
pull out some beer from the 90s.
Well, and that, yeah, because there's been all this 80s nostalgia, and they're just getting to the 90s now with like Captain Marvel and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's going to take place in the 90s when
Good.
they're de-aging Sam Jackson and adding another eye to him, basically. So you got that going for him.
Oh, that sounds great.
Did you see the trailer for it?
No.
It starts out with her falling from the sky into a Blockbuster video.
Nice.
Yeah.
There still is a Blockbuster video around.
In Alaska, right?
fact. No. I think it's either in Oregon or Washington.
Somewhere over there. Yeah. Yeah, there's one left.
Yep.
Just one.
Yeah, one left.
Yeah, the other two closed. No, the ones that closed were in Alaska.
Oh.
And then they got all this media attention, and the last one, like, we didn't know we'd be the last one. Didn't really take this job for longevity.
No, not really. Anyway, so we don't really have a lot of news. I mean, other than
We got some shoots coming up.
We have some shoots coming up. We talked about that last week too.
And when does Pipeworks come in? That we've been talking about Pipeworks for a while.
Just waiting on approval.
Waiting on approval.
Pipeworks will be out there very soon. Yeah. Other than that, we're going to Toppling Goliath, and then we're going to head over to Central Waters, and then we're going to work on some more shoots after that. And then if you are in the Eau Claire area and you want to stop by the Lazy Monk anytime soon, I work there now on a part-time basis.
That's right. I just saw you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I was just there tonight, too.
Hey.
I went there with Jake, fellow Taproom traveler, and we had a couple beers.
Yeah.
I like that place.
I love that place.
Yeah.
And of course, now that I work there, I love it even more, but I love it just the same. So yeah, maybe we'll work on getting some people, social media type people, and who knows, maybe we'll work on a collab video with somebody in the near future. You never know. And then, of course, we're going to take the vlog on the road a few times. I'm not going to say when or where, but it's more reason to subscribe and like and do all that great stuff.
And comment.
So do all that. Find us on Twitter. I think the handle is TapRM Travelers, because Taproom Travelers is too long for Twitter.
For Twitter? Really?
Yeah. So TapRM Travelers, and then you can find us on Instagram and Facebook.
And Untappd, if you look up November.
Not anymore. He changed it.
Oh, he fixed it?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to fix that in the description.
Now
then.
Taproom Travelers again.
Okay.
So,
well, we will update that link in the description eventually.
Yes,
here.
we will.
But,
and then, of course, if you're watching this and you're near the Eau Claire area this Saturday, we're going to go do the breast cancer walk downtown. I think we start at the Pablo Center, so the new Pablo Center in downtown Eau Claire.
It's beautiful. I went to go see the premiere show there. Yeah, it's expensive.
There's a lot of tax money.
Got some tax money just going like
we're
this.
not going to get into that right now because that's a hot button subject with me.
I went to go see the Who's Line people there.
Good.
It was really fun. The theater's beautiful. The lobby's a little narrow and small.
Yeah.
But you don't really go to a theater for the lobby.
Not really.
Yep.
No. Beer prices all right?
I did not. I got there a little late, so I did not get a beer.
Well, then we'll
But
figure that out.
$7 a can.
Oh, jeez. Well, it's cheaper than the cities.
That's true.
Anyway, so all of that's going on, and then next week we're going to have another vlog, and maybe we'll have Troy, maybe we won't, maybe we'll have me, maybe we won't. Who knows what will be here.
We'll have Penny the dog.
Yeah.
She's on the treadmill right now.
She's going to get some exercise. The one thing I do know is we'll have beer, and we'll be talking all kinds of nonsense. So for all of those of you that subscribe and like and watch these videos on a regular basis, we thank you. And we'll see you next week. Until then, Prost.
Cheers.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, you can click down below where there's some more episodes for you to watch. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on episodes that you do watch. We hope to see you next time.